Well, Chris, that's rather a disappointing way to finish the tournament, that wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very disappointed. We came into today with a lot of hope off the back of that result last night. And yeah, we thought our best way of trying to win that game was to chase. Having seen the wicket last night, knowing we needed to get it in 16.4 overs, I think it was. But the openers for their guys played as good as anyone else has in that competition today. And they made it look like a real traditional flat wicket back at home, which it certainly didn't look last night.
I was going to say, that wicket changed overnight. It was the best wicket of the tournament so far, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was part of our reason why to bowl first today. If we'd known it was that good, we might have tried to get that sort of runs on the board and then try and defend it. But yeah, having watched that game last night, we just thought the best chance of winning was try and defend and try and keep them to about 110, which we thought, looking at last night, was a feasible option at the time.
I mean, you didn't get close in the end. I guess it was just too much to ask, wasn't it, to get to 171 off 16?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we tried our hardest, but as the wicket got deteriorated, probably did deteriorate slightly second innings. And as soon as the pressure comes on and you've got to hit two or three sixes and over, it's just almost an impossible task. And we fell away in the end.
When you look at the tournament as a whole, it was just one win out of four. I mean, does that tell the whole story?
Yeah, it probably does on reflection, JMO, to be honest. I think the one game we did win was probably the one we should have lost. And then we had a couple of close ones in the middle that could have gone either way. Thought we pushed Guyana right till the end. And then today we were just completely outplayed. So I think on reflection, we probably sit back and probably realise we weren't two of the best teams who'll be playing in the final tomorrow night.
I think some of the teams here, and of course, who you just lost to, Cricket Victoria, the match and fancy side, have surprised everybody, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been incredibly impressed with the way they batted. I think they've taken the game to anybody as good as anybody has this whole competition. And they've got the young left arm leggy who's done really well, and I'm really impressed with the left arm seamer as well. And sometimes when you come across these guys that you haven't seen before in world cricket, it takes you a little while to adapt, and they've played some really, really good cricket over their four games.
It's unfamiliar conditions, but have you, as a team and as a squad, have you learnt anything from this experience?
Yeah, I think so. I think people have learnt a lot. I think anybody that gets the opportunity to come play either in the West Indies again or on the subcontinent, these are kind of the conditions that you might come across. So I like to think especially our batters alone have learnt a lot. And if we get the opportunity to come back next year, I'd like to think we'd be better off for it.
Sean Masood's been a master stroke of a signing for you guys, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously seen him play before and knew he was a very good player, but his innings the other night was up there with one of the best innings of the competition. He's been by far our best player, and he's been unbelievable to have around the group.
And Sonny Baker, literally from his first over of the tournament, raised a few eyebrows with his speed. How do you assess his performance overall?
I think he's got better and better as the four games have gone on. I think it's pretty evident throughout he's bowled quickly, which has, like you said, got a lot of eyebrows raised. But as the last couple of games, he's certainly hit his lengths a lot better, and he's probably been the one seamer out of our group anyway that's looked the hardest to play.
Have you sort of seen, because it looks like with the side you're getting pointers for next summer, have you seen signs here that gives you a direction, the sort of team that Hampshire are going to be in the Blast next summer?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. We've exposed a couple of those young lads. We've learned a little bit more about some of those young lads, and I think it will give the management team a good picture to look at going into next year, and then mull it over with Vincey, have a look at the direction a couple of overseas, and try and come together with a squad of 14, 15 that will compete in the Blast next year.
You've got a few more days now in Guyana. The games are now been and gone. What's the plans?
Well, we might try and see if we can do some touristy over the weekend. I hear there's an unbelievable waterfall out here, so we might go and see that. And then like you said, got a couple of quiet days. Might have a little team find session at some stage, and then we'll fly back home on Monday.